Imagine a world unlike anything we know today. A world without humans, cities, roads, or technology. A world where giant reptiles ruled the land, enormous flying creatures dominated the skies, and strange marine monsters controlled the oceans. Welcome to Earth nearly 68 million years ago. This was the late Cretaceous period, one of the final chapters in the age of dinosaurs. Vast forests stretched across the continents. Giant ferns covered the ground. Rivers carved through endless wilderness, while volcanoes occasionally erupted in the distance, reminding every living creature of the Earth's immense power. In this ancient world lived one of the most famous predators of all time. Deep inside a prehistoric rainforest, a female Tyrannosaurus rex moved carefully through the dense vegetation. She was not hunting. She was searching for a safe place to build a nest. The survival of the next generation depended on her choice. The giant predator examined the environment around her. She needed a location protected from floods, hidden from smaller predators, and close enough to water and food sources. Tyrannosaurus rex, the name means tyrant lizard king, and few animals have earned a title more fitting. With powerful jaws, massive teeth, and incredible strength, T-Rex would eventually become one of the most dominant land predators ever to exist. But every king begins life as something much smaller. Our story starts deep inside a prehistoric rainforest. A female Tyrannosaurus rex slowly moved through dense vegetation. Sunlight filtered through towering trees while insects buzzed around ancient plants. The giant predator was not hunting today. Instead, she was searching for something equally important: a safe place to raise her young. For days she explored the forest, carefully examining the terrain. She needed protection from floods, access to water, and enough cover to hide her future nest from dangerous scavengers. Eventually, she found the perfect location. It was a clearing surrounded by thick vegetation and giant ferns. The area offered visibility, safety, and resources nearby. Using her powerful feet, the female began digging into the soft earth. She pushed soil aside and created a large nesting area. Leaves, branches, and vegetation were arranged around the nest. Scientists believe many dinosaurs displayed parental behavior similar to modern birds. Fossil evidence suggests that some species protected nests and cared for their young. The mother Tyrannosaurus spent several days preparing her nesting site. Then came the most important moment. She began laying eggs one after another. Large eggs were carefully placed inside the nest. Each egg contained a developing embryo. Inside those shells were future predators, future rulers of the prehistoric world. After laying the eggs, the mother remained nearby. Her responsibility had only just begun. The eggs attracted danger. Small carnivorous dinosaurs constantly searched for easy meals. Scavengers moved through the forest looking for opportunities. The mother became a living fortress. Day after day she guarded the nest. Night after night she remained alert. Rainstorms passed overhead. Powerful winds shook the trees. Yet the mother stayed close to her eggs. Inside the shells, life slowly developed. Tiny embryos grew larger, bones formed, muscles strengthened, small claws appeared. Even before birth, the characteristics that would make Tyrannosaurus rex famous were already beginning to develop. Weeks passed, then months. One morning, the first crack appeared. Inside an egg, a hatchling pushed against the shell. The struggle was difficult. Slowly, the shell broke apart. A newborn Tyrannosaurus rex entered the world for the very first time. Soon, more eggs began hatching. The nest became filled with movement. Tiny dinosaurs explored their surroundings with curiosity. They were small, fragile, and completely dependent on their mother. Compared to a fully grown T-Rex, these hatchlings looked insignificant, yet one day they would become giants. The prehistoric world was a dangerous place for young dinosaurs. Predators lurked everywhere. Disease, starvation, and accidents claimed many lives. Only a small percentage of hatchlings survived to adulthood. The mother Tyrannosaurus understood these dangers. She remained close to her offspring and protected them whenever threats approached. Her size alone discouraged most predators. Few animals were willing to challenge a fully grown Tyrannosaurus rex. As weeks passed, the hatchlings became more active. They explored the nest. They chased insects. They investigated every new sound and movement around them. Curiosity drove their development. Each day they grew stronger. Each day they learned something new. The forest became their classroom. The mother became their teacher. Through observation, they learned how to survive. Months later, the young tyrannosaurs had grown significantly. Their legs became stronger. Their teeth became sharper. Their senses improved. Now they began traveling farther from a nest. The world around them was enormous. Herds of plant-eating dinosaurs moved through distant valleys. Flying reptiles crossed the skies. Small predators hunted among the trees. The young tyrannosaurs observed everything. Every experience helped prepare them for adulthood. One day, they witnessed something extraordinary. Their mother was hunting. Nearby, a group of herbivorous dinosaurs grazed peacefully. The mother moved carefully through the vegetation. Every step was silent. Every movement was controlled. The young dinosaurs watched from a safe distance. Suddenly, the attack began. The giant predator exploded from cover. The herd panicked. Dust filled the air. Animals scattered in every direction. Within moments, the hunt was over. The young tyrannosaurs had witnessed their first lesson in survival. Hunting was not simply about strength. It required patience, timing, observation, and experience. As the years passed, the juveniles continued growing. Now they were entering adolescence. Their bodies changed rapidly. Scientists estimate that young tyrannosaurs experienced some of the fastest growth rates known among large dinosaurs. Each year they became larger and stronger. Soon they began practicing their own hunting skills. First, they targeted small animals, lizards, insects, tiny mammals. These early hunts were often unsuccessful. Mistakes were common, but every failure taught valuable lessons. Gradually, the young predators improved. Their confidence increased. Their coordination improved. Their instincts sharpened. One day, a juvenile Tyrannosaurus spotted a small prey animal moving through dense vegetation. Slowly, it approached, its muscles tensed. Its eyes focused on the target, then it attacked. This time, the hunt succeeded. The young predator captured its prey. It was a small victory, but it marked an important moment. For the first time, the juvenile had proven it could survive on its own. Years continued passing. The once tiny hatchling transformed into a powerful young predator. Its skull grew larger, its bite became stronger. Its body developed incredible strength. Soon it became capable of hunting larger prey. The prehistoric world offered endless challenges. Competition for food was intense, danger remained constant. But the young Tyrannosaurus adapted. Learned. Survived. Eventually, the time came to leave its family behind. This was a critical moment in the life of every growing predator. The young Tyrannosaurus entered the world alone. No longer protected by its mother, no longer sheltered by its siblings. Its future now depended entirely on its own abilities. The young predator traveled across forests and river valleys. Explored vast territories. Encountered unfamiliar dangers. Food was not always easy to find. Sometimes days passed between successful hunts. Yet every challenge made the animal stronger. Every obstacle increased its experience. Slowly but steadily, the young Tyrannosaurus approached adulthood. Its muscles thickened, its jaws expanded, its confidence grew. The predator that once struggled to walk was becoming one of the most powerful animals on Earth. But even greater challenges awaited. In the years ahead, it would face giant prey. It would battle rivals. It would establish territory, and eventually, it would become one of the rulers of the prehistoric world. The journey from hatchling to king was far from over. In fact, it was only beginning. Because the most dramatic chapter in the life of Tyrannosaurus rex was still ahead, and soon, the young predator would discover what it truly meant to become the king of the dinosaurs. Years had passed since the young Tyrannosaurus rex left the safety of its family. The small hatchling that once hid beneath its mother's protection had grown into a giant predator. Now it stood among the most powerful animals on Earth. Its skull measured more than 5 feet long. Its jaws contained dozens of serrated teeth designed to crush flesh and bone. Its powerful legs carried its enormous body across vast territories. Most importantly, it had learned the most valuable lesson in the prehistoric world. Survival. By adulthood, the Tyrannosaurus rex had become a master hunter. The forests and river valleys of ancient North America were filled with potential prey. Herds of large herbivorous dinosaurs moved across the landscape, constantly searching for food and water. One morning, the giant predator detected movement in the distance. A herd of Edmontosaurus. These large plant-eating dinosaurs traveled together for protection. Living in groups increased their chances of spotting danger before it was too late. But even large herds were vulnerable. The Tyrannosaurus slowly moved toward them. Every step was careful, every movement was deliberate. The predator understood that success depended on patience. The wind favored the hunter. The herd remained unaware. As the distance closed, the Tyrannosaurus selected its target, not the strongest, not the fastest, but the most vulnerable. Then the attack began. The predator burst from cover with explosive power. The peaceful herd instantly transformed into chaos. Animals scattered in every direction, dust filled the air. The ground shook beneath dozens of running feet. The chosen prey attempted to escape. For several moments, hunter and prey raced across the prehistoric landscape. Then the gap closed. The Tyrannosaurus struck, its powerful jaws locked onto the fleeing animal. The hunt was over. The giant predator stood victorious. For days, the successful kill would provide valuable nutrition. In the prehistoric world, every successful hunt increased the chances of survival. Yet hunting was never without risk. Some prey fought back, and few opponents were more dangerous than Triceratops. A fully grown Triceratops was a living tank. Its enormous skull supported 3 sharp horns. A massive bony frill protected its neck. Its powerful body weighed several tons. Even a Tyrannosaurus approached such prey with caution. One afternoon, the predator encountered a mature Triceratops grazing near a river. The herbivore immediately recognized the danger. It lowered its horns. The Tyrannosaurus slowed its approach. Neither animal moved. For several seconds, predator and prey stared at each other. The tension was intense. Then the battle began. The Triceratops charged first, its horns aimed directly at the predator. The Tyrannosaurus reacted quickly, avoiding the initial attack. Dust exploded into the air. The giant carnivore circled its opponent. Searching, waiting, looking for an opening, the Triceratops refused to retreat. Again and again, it defended itself. Its horns came dangerously close to the predator's body. One mistake could cause a fatal injury. The fight continued, power against power, strength against strength. Finally, the Tyrannosaurus found its opportunity. A brief opening appeared. The predator attacked. After a long struggle, the battle ended. Whether through victory or retreat, both animals had demonstrated the harsh reality of life in the late Cretaceous world. Only the strongest survived. Not every challenge involved hunting. Territory was equally important. A successful predator needed access to prey, water, and shelter. As a result, conflicts between tyrannosaurs occasionally occurred. One evening, the giant predator detected another Tyrannosaurus rex inside its territory. The rival was enormous. Scars covered its body. Years of survival had transformed it into a formidable opponent. The two giants faced each other. Neither wished to surrender valuable hunting grounds. Low growls echoed through the valley. The confrontation intensified. Massive jaws opened. Threat displays filled the air. Then violence erupted. The collision of two tyrannosaurs was a terrifying sight. Powerful bodies slammed together. Massive heads swung through the air. Teeth flashed in the sunlight. The battle was short but brutal. Both animals understood the danger. A serious injury could mean death. Eventually, one rival retreated. The victor remained. Its territory was secure, its dominance established. Now fully mature, the Tyrannosaurus rex stood at the top of the food chain. Few creatures challenged its authority. It had survived childhood. It had mastered hunting. It had defeated rivals. It had become exactly what evolution had shaped it to be. The king of the dinosaurs. As the years passed, another important stage of life arrived. The breeding season. Some scientists believe tyrannosaurs may have searched for mates during specific periods of the year. A mature female entered the territory. The giant predators observed one another carefully. Aggression was replaced by curiosity. For a time, they traveled together. Eventually, mating occurred. The cycle of life continued. Months later, the female began preparing a nest. Much like the mother from the beginning of our story, she selected a safe location and carefully constructed a nesting area. Soon, new eggs appeared. Inside them, a new generation developed. The future of the species once again rested within fragile shells. For millions of years, this cycle repeated itself. Generation after generation, predators hunted, herbivores grazed, new life appeared. Old life disappeared. The world seemed eternal, but beyond the Earth, something was approaching. Far out in space, a gigantic asteroid traveled silently through the darkness. For millions of years, it moved across the solar system. Then its path intersected with Earth's. The asteroid was approximately 10 kilometers wide. Large enough to change the course of life forever. As it entered the atmosphere, it became a brilliant fireball. The sky lit up. Animals looked upward. Within moments, the asteroid struck the planet. The impact released more energy than billions of nuclear weapons. A blinding flash illuminated the world. Shockwaves spread across continents. Massive earthquakes shook the ground. Tsunamis swept across coastlines. Forests ignited in enormous fires. The destruction was immediate, yet the worst was still to come. Dust and debris filled the atmosphere. Sunlight became blocked. Temperatures dropped dramatically. Plants began dying. Without plants, herbivores starved. Without herbivores, predators lost their food source. The entire ecosystem started collapsing. The Tyrannosaurus rex had survived countless challenges throughout its existence. It had defeated prey. It had survived rivals. It had conquered the prehistoric world. But this enemy was different. Forests changed. Mountains rose. Rivers carved new paths across continents. The bones of ancient dinosaurs remained buried beneath layers of rock. Slowly, those bones became fossils. Then a new creature appeared, humans. Long after the dinosaurs vanished, scientists began discovering strange bones hidden within the earth. These fossils told an incredible story. A story of giant predators, ancient ecosystems, and a lost world unlike any other. Among the discoveries, one dinosaur captured more attention than all the others, Tyrannosaurus rex. Paleontologists carefully studied its skeleton. They examined its teeth. They analyzed fossilized footprints piece by piece. They reconstructed the life of the dinosaur king. Today, complete T-Rex skeletons stand in museums around the world. Millions of people visit them every year. Books, documentaries, and movies continue telling their story. Although Tyrannosaurus rex disappeared 66 million years ago, its legend survives. It remains a symbol of power, survival, and the incredible history of life on Earth. The king is gone, but its legacy remains, and every fossil discovered reminds us of a simple truth: long before humans arrived, another ruler walked this planet. A giant predator whose name would never be forgotten. No predator could fight it. No strength could stop it. No intelligence could avoid it. The extinction event continued for months and years. Food became scarce, habitats disappeared, species vanished one after another. Eventually, the last Tyrannosaurus rex walked the Earth. Then it too disappeared. The age of dinosaurs had ended. Millions of years passed.